Already been introduced to Melinda Taylor and the innovative work she's doing at the University of Denver. She's now going to talk a little bit more about the community-based project, the Center for Out-of-Court Divorce.
Hi, it's me again. You know, it's interesting because I remember in reading your book, which I did like, by the way, that whole theme of it is a system that was created by attorneys for attorneys, and we talk about, there are wonderful things going on, collaborative law, there are all sorts of really cool things going on, but it is still at the end of the day, from what I can garner from talking with the many parents that I've talked to, is it's still a very intimidating system, and it is still a system that is driven kind of by the legal process. So to have the opportunity now through what is now the Center for Out-of-Court Divorce to be able to have a system that was actually designed by a lot of different people working for families with a family-centric approach, I think will be really interesting to see in a couple of years what the research tells us about people's perceptions. One thing that is really interesting that I picked up on our research from years 1 and 2 was that parents' perception of access to justice issues was improved. They came into the program and we would talk with them about why are you here, why didn't you use the other, all the other options available, and they all commented that they were intimidated, they were frightened, they didn't trust the system. At the conclusion, they would talk about their experience and how they felt no more intimidation, thinking about going to court, and how this is what was interesting, how they are more likely to obtain the services of a lawyer after this experience, which I thought, wasn't something we were really looking for. I thought it was fascinating. I did want to touch briefly also on, so if families are wondering about this system that is driven by the law, and the students are now in this system and they're in an interdisciplinary fashion, and how do they think about each other? So there was a recent article written in the Family Court Review. I had a PsyD student and a law student and an MSW student write, and Stacy, the law student, gave me her permission to read this to you guys. She said, as a group of student interns interested in family law, we knew intuitively that separating and divorcing families require more accessible and far-reaching services. We recognize their need to be served by professionals who can address their wide array of presenting concerns and difficulties. However, we had limited ideas about how this more ideal service delivery might work in reality. Our CSDF, there's the acronym, via student training and real-world application of a holistic service model, has illustrated how this process can work and has made it a reality, not just a possibility. We learned how to engage others, both prospective clients and community members, in believing in our work while learning the value of implementing new ideas. We also learned how to have our individual and collective voices heard as we work to build our programs from the ground up. Perhaps most importantly, we have witnessed firsthand how the process of separation and divorce can be handled more effectively in the United States. And I mention that because, in line with what Suzy was saying, and what's in your book, the landscape of what we're doing is changing. And for so many years, there has been this fear factor, the ethical concerns of bringing lawyers and mental health people together, and how do you deal with that? The issues of, developing a common language that families can actually understand and that they can work with to create parenting plans that actually work for them, and that they can be creative and customized to their unique needs. So whether it's collaborative law or what the Center for Out-of-Court Divorce is doing in Denver, it is in response to families' needs to have something that, and I'm not saying there are some families, as I maintain, that they need the Unified Family Court, they belong in the Unified Family Court, but there are many, 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 many families out there, married or not, who really need to have a culture and a model and options that work for them. So, thank you.